Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You're in our Stitchuation room. This is a virtual stitching retreat. You hang out in here with me and watch me go through my sewing journey. And I hope I inspire you to put something under the needle. And I've got somebody bugging me for a biscuit or a treat. Oh my goodness. This is my Frito. Hello, baby. Hi, baby. You ready for your goldfish? Okay. Oh, we're knocking stuff over here. Oh my goodness. We got so much. Yeah, we got so much. Here you go, baby. Got a girl. All right. And your Dave biscuit. Gotta get your Dave biscuit. That's a good girl. Yeah. All right. Don't chew with your mouth open. It's embarrassing. Nobody wants to see what you're eating. Good girl. My life. That's what it's like. Don't we love routine, right? I know Frito does. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's great to see everybody here. Hey Sharon, good to see you. My Wisconsin girls are in the house. Woo. I didn't get Frito's little name embroidered on her bandana yesterday. I'll work on that this week. So, California, you are up early, Rebecca. Welcome. Glad you're here. That's not routine, that's love, Dee Dee. Yeah, I think so too. I just had to package up the key to the driftwood rally room that I absconded with from the RV resort. It went through the washer, though. It's nice and clean. It was in my pocket. So I just packed that up. That'll go out in today's mail. It's always something, y'all, isn't it? You think you have it together. No, not really. Oh, it's great to see everybody here from Pennsylvania all the way to Colorado and, oh my goodness, New Jersey. You guys are awesome. Great to see you. So, couple of things. Today, October 1st, 2024, National Night Out. My little community is doing a big shindig to do in the local city park, the Vernia City Park. I will be there. And I am going on behalf of my Daughters of the American Revolution chapter. I am the USA flag chair. Woo! I used to be regent. I much prefer being a chair as opposed to being a chairperson, chairman, chair. Doesn't matter. I much prefer being in charge of one little thing than running the whole shebang. That's for sure. So I know it's October. Where's September? Bye, September. Said bye to you yesterday. Hello, October. Now we can pull out all of our little Halloween goodies. I switched out my watch band to my ghosts and my pumpkins and my cats. So fun. So fun. Oh, Marlene bought a Baby Lock Triumph. Atta girl. Got yourself a serger. There you go. There you go. You're a DAR girl, Charlotte. Hey there. Yeah. So what we're doing, I've coordinated with the Scouts. And we are going to do a USA flag retirement ceremony. So in my local area, the Eagle Scouts have put 4 boxes around town where people can bring their US flags, or really any flags, to be retired or whatever they're going to do with them, right? So I got this on Amazon. It might be in my Amazon store under my electronic stuff. I'm not sure. So anyway, so I got with the Scouts, and we have a veterans memorial in our little one little end of the park. It's very nice. They actually want to put a monolith there. It's crazy expensive. Keith and I have bought bricks with our names and our rank. I'm retired Air Force, 20 years and 0 days, U.S. Air Force. Keith too, he did 20 years. And then civil service on top of that, but neither here nor there. So we've got bricks in the memorial, and it's very nice. It's real. They got their benches, just a nice place to go. A tribute to POW, MIAs, all of that. Well, I've got 10 minutes. We're gonna have the fire department there, with the fire truck, because kids love seeing that stuff. I've got taps ready to play. We were going to have a kid from the band play taps on his trumpet. Not sure if that's going to come through, communications. But I'm ready for a backup, because that's what I do. I've got that ready to go on Spotify with a little speaker. I've got my mics. I'm all ready to go. So I'm very excited about that. We're going to do an official U.S. flag retirement ceremony. And it's really nice. The scouts cut up the flags, and then they go into a burn barrel as we're going to say the pledge to the flag one last time to that flag. It'll be very cool. And then goes in a burn barrel, and it's a whole ceremony thing. It's very nice. Keith got a brand new burn barrel yesterday. He's all excited. So it's just really neat to be able to do that. And it was in the paper, the local paper. And my goal is to make this an annual thing at National Night Out, and to have people know that they can bring a U.S. flag for retirement, like old and faded and whatnot. And then I want to get the local businesses to sponsor new U.S. flags for those who want to retire their old ones. So that's a next step, but that'll be cool. I think we're still on a burn ban here, so we have to use a burn barrel. Now, we're only going to burn the cotton flags. Know your textiles. Don't I tell you guys that all the time? We're only going to burn a cotton flag, and we'll have another collection area for poly flags, and those are going to go with the fire department, and they can do with them what they will, because those are not fun when they burn. Those are bad. So it sounds really good. Yeah, it does sound neat, Dee Dee. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's really important that we show reverence to our U.S. flag when it is ready to go. So I just ordered a new one for our house, and we have our old one is going with us tonight. I don't know if that's the one we're going to retire or what, but it'll be pretty cool. So, for those of you in your communities, I highly recommend that you start something like that. Anytime you've got something where your people are going to get together and gather, make it an event. It's very easy to do. And y'all, I needed some words to open the ceremony. I went out to Chat GPT and I said, I need an opening ceremony for Daughters of the American Revolution to host the Scouts for a U.S. flag retirement ceremony. That's all I said in the box. And it came up with this beautiful script. Love it. I'm ready to go. I'm very excited about that. So, and Keith is too. He likes getting out there in the community. It's a nice thing. Nice thing. All righty. I got an email yesterday asking, when am I going to be in Indiana? And I will be in Holden, I believe it's called, Indiana, April 27th through the 29th, 2025. We'll be doing a class on snapplique. So the first day, we're going to learn how to cut fabric, do some snapplique. And then the second day, we're going to go through some different options of what you can do with pre-cut appliques and shapes to create snapplique pieces from that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you can go. Quilting by Harriet Carpanini, she's on here. She's going to be the one hosting, and they've got a big facility with 28 beds. Big deal. So, all right. Well, I'm glad to see you guys do the things that you do with the flags. That's really nice. Oh, Nellis. Yeah, Nellis. That's right, Dave. I forgot. Nellis is there too in Vegas as well. So that's 2 Air Force bases. And who knows how many other little things are out there that, nobody talks about, right? All right. So National Night Out. That's today. Enjoy. Couple sales that are happening. The first of the month, Fat Quarter Shop has an of the month kind of thing. I want to tell you guys, I've got it linked below in the description box. Lori Holt's Spelling Bee book is the book of the month. Okay, they've got this book of the month. This thing is on sale, $10 off right now. Please use my links below if you wouldn't mind. It says more ... Click that. and then more dot, dot, dot again. I think you have to tap some buttons or something. Otherwise, it goes to my Amazon store if you're on a phone. But if you're on a desktop, laptop, or tablet, those more dot, dot, dot links work. So I want to show you, hold on. So this book, whenever you buy a Lori Holt book, if you're an embroiderer, you're like, what? So Lori Holt is like queen of the quilting world, right? A lot of times they will put out free sewing guides, and then they'll want you to reach back into a book for a pattern. And the sewing guide will tell you use, or create this block right here, but you've got to buy the book to get all of, so you can get the fabric requirements free. Like this is for the Christmas Jolly Bar book Quilt Along that we're doing right now. Okay. So you can get the fabric requirements for free, but you've got to get the book in order to get the cut sizes of your fabric and all that. Same goes. Okay. What's really nice, this book is big and it's heavy, y'all. This, I bet you, let me see how many pages are in here. 192 pages. So you've got a ton of lettering that you can get. Okay. There are also a lot of little patterns in here that are great. So we've got the dog, a bee. There's a sewing machine. This has been in So Happy. I can't remember. There's your phone and a house, some flowers, pumpkins. Okay. And there's a camper with a little car pulling it. Oh my gosh, you guys. There's your typewriter. How cute is all that? A globe. At symbol. I need to do that. At Power Tools with Thread. So very nice. You get uppercase, lowercase numbers, 2 different sizes of each one. You're going to get a 4.5 by 6.5 inch block of the letter, or you're going to get an 8.5 by 12.5 inch block of the letter. So you're going to get math and symbols, okay, and punctuation blocks. Hold on. Punctuations. So there's your percent. I love you 100%, whatever, that kind of stuff. So recommend, it's only $23. Okay. Highly recommend you pick it up. You will use it. Now I want to show you where this book came into play that wasn't part of a pattern. Michelle and I were at the Quilters Patch last weekend, and that's in Victoria, Texas. And they had not how to build a scarecrow, but what was the other one? The other one. So this is how to build a scarecrow. That one right there with the scarecrow stuff all over it. Okay. The overalls and the hat and the shirt and the bandana and all those blocks. Y'all remember me making that. Well, there's another the quilted scarecrow. That's the other one. They haven't come out with the backings for those yet. That's been on back order by Riley Blake for who knows how long. Well, they needed a sample to hang in the, oh, my finger itches. I wonder if I'm going to get some money. They needed a store sample for the quilt of the quilted scarecrow. So let me show you. Let me make sure this is still what I want it to be right here. Yeah. So I did show it in the video when I went around that store, but let me show you not that one, that one. So the lady, this is the back of that quilted scarecrow book. I'm sorry, quilt. So she used a plaid. All right. And then she used extra fabrics to make the word autumn across the back. How nice is that? Right? That turned out just beautiful. I love it. That's Karen holding that up. So she just grabbed letters from the spelling bee book to create a backing. I think that that's fantastic to be able to do that. Love it. Yeah. So you never know what you're going to need it for. This is one of those books where I paid more than $23.97 for it, I promise. So this is one of those books where you'll get a pattern that Lori Holt will put out, and it'll have lettering or a little something, and it'll say you need to get the spelling bee book as part of the thing. I see Shabby Fabrics does that a lot, Fat Quarter Shop, all of them that do the Lori Holt quilts. And so they'll want you to get this. What is the name of the book? It is called Spelling Bee. I have a link below to it. It is a Lori Holt book. I love it. It is spiral bound, so it lays flat, which is very nice. There's 200 pages in this thing. 192, close enough, right? It's a fantastic book. And then look at the little football shirts. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. You could put their numbers in them. That's adorable. You could just make a pillow out of that. So it's got mini quilts and numbers. She's got quilt patterns in here. Tons of stuff, you guys. Tons and tons of stuff. Yeah, Michelle says she's used a bunch of stuff from that book and she loves it. Yep. Michelle, I got to tell you, Michelle Moore. This is her right here. Michelle's the one who went with me to the quilt shop in Victoria. So I have my clothes dryer takes forever to dry clothes because it was a poor design of the house where they put the dryer vent. It doesn't vent directly to the outside. My dryer vent is in the middle of the house, and it vents up through the roof. And I have a single story, but it vents up through the roof, and my clothes take forever to dry. I dried a quilt the other day, and it took 2.5 hours to run through to dry. 2 of the heavy duty cycles. So I was lamenting about that at the RV Sew Together in El Campo last weekend, and her husband, Matt, he's great. He's an ag guy, right? Like big ag. Okay. So silos and augers and dryers and all those things that people go through when you deal and live with big ag. So it would be faster to hang it outside, Margie, except it's so dang humid here. Anyway, so Matt, we're sitting around outside the motorhome, and I was once again, my dryer, right? And he says the brightest thing. He says, it sounds like your dryer doesn't have enough fan or push to push the hot air, the damp air up out of the roof. Maybe you need a dryer fan. And I'm like, that's a thing? And he said, yeah. And so Keith ordered one. Sure enough, it's a thing. It arrived yesterday. My husband has a job today. He's going to be up in the attic. It's not supposed to be super hot. And he's going to put the dryer fan in the attic halfway between to help push that air up and out. And I'm so excited. I'm like, yay. And I told him, I was thinking, Matt, where were you 18 years ago when I moved in this house? Matt's full of good ideas. I tell you what, Michelle, if this works, I'm going to drive up to Amarillo where you are, and I'm going to give your husband a great big kiss. I'm so happy. I just want my dryer to work. I know. It takes forever to dry the sheets. Oh, it's terrible. Again, that's my life. All right, y'all. Several months ago, I picked up a quilt kit, and I've got them linked below to Fiberworks. It's not an affiliate link. It's just, that's my local quilt shop, and she's got some of these kits left. This is for Adobo. Now, Adobo is a Villa Rosa Designs pattern. I'm not sure if the pattern comes with the kit or not, but you can ask when you call. They've got them online if you want to call. But if they don't, you can go to villarosadesigns.com and get this pattern. It's an instant download, or you can get the physical card. Okay. I'll show you how this looks. So it's for a panel. All right. It's for a panel. And these are not flying geese. These are half square triangles. So I wanted to make this for my grandson, and I'm using the National Parks line from Riley Blake. And this is so stinking cool. Let me see. They had this hanging up in the store. I want to show you. So here it is right here. So you got Sasquatch, we have a jackalope, we've got an alien, and then we've got the swamp monster. So I believe this is like Yellowstone. Jackalope would be Big Bend National Parks, okay? And there is White Sands, and this is probably the Everglades. So very cool. But I want you to see, these are not flying geese. They are half square triangles that are put together, okay? And they're just panels. And then the Adobo doesn't have the borders, but there is a narrow border and then a wider border for this particular quilt. Very, very cool. Very cool quilt. So y'all, perfect quilt for tweens, especially tween boys. They're hard to do. So if you want something for Christmas, I don't know how many of these kits she's got left. So she opens at 10, give a call or call and leave a voicemail or something, because they're going to go quick. But so on this pattern, according to, since I don't have an original thought in my head, when I see something, I like it and I want to make it just like that. So on the pattern, I labeled these in my brain, north, south. So north, east, south, and west. That's what I labeled those in my brain. North, east, south, and west. And then I figured out based on that picture, and they have a picture of it on their website, Fiberworks Fabric Studio. Well, you may want to go and get it because it's going to be gone. So there's my little W for my west. Okay. So if that's a good point. So made by Margie, if the fabric panel is crooked, did I straighten each picture or the whole panel? I straightened each picture. It really didn't need a whole lot of straightening because the panel pieces are larger than the pattern requirements. So it was simple to take a large square ruler. Okay. I used this one. You can use smaller ones, but I used this one. My 15-inch, or is it 15 and a half? It's a 15-inch Omni Grid. This is my favorite ruler for making t-shirt quilts. I need a ginormous ruler because my husband has ginormous shoulders. So, oh, y'all, does the Adobo work for horizontal panels too? So you'd have to, is that straight? That'll make y'all crazy if that's not straight. Hold on. Okay. The panel is 16 and a half by 20 and a half. So it gets bordered. I trimmed it down and then I bordered it with black fabric to put it to size. So if you have a horizontal panel that you can break up into 16 and a half by 20 and a half, they need to be vertical according to the pattern. I imagine you could do it sideways, but it's designed to be vertical. And these are cute. This says, I need space, extraterrestrial. That's super cute. So yeah, Linda, your nephews would love this. Super, super easy to put together. Like yesterday afternoon, I started on this thing. Y'all, we've got a virtual kitchen. Hop in there. I saw there were scones. Scotty Dog's running the kitchen. On your way in, hit the thumbs up button. Great for the channel, free for you. So here's my south. So I just put these together exactly like they were in the picture. Here's my north. Okay. I've got to get the middle block together. So these are ready. These are ready to go. Literally, it took me an afternoon. Putting these together uses the exact same method as I was showing y'all to make these blocks back here in this quilt. These are not flying geese. This is a two half square triangles sewn together. And it's where you use your Creative Grids ruler, write down the center, mark your lines, sew on the line. I sew a little bit inside the lines so that I have a little extra space to trim, okay? And then cut down the middle. So I did that, and super simple. And then you trim those blocks to size and then put them together, and you get an image that looks like a flying geese. But you got to get your points right. Remember? Got to get your points right. We've got thread, as always. That's how we do that. Lots of fun. That's what I spent yesterday afternoon doing. What backing did I get? Okay. So this kit is loaded with grunge fabrics. So here is the background. Okay. I've got lots of this extra lime grunge because I like it and I bought a bunch of it. You don't need this much that I have. But grunge, it's a wonderful, wonderful basic that you can use in tons of quilt patterns. I also got this blue. She's got this blue. This was hard to get. She couldn't get the kits put together until she got more blue in from Moda. That midnight pretty, whatever blue that is. And then this gray, it's got some light gray blue in it, so it all works. And then I bought the patches, National Parks. I think this is patches. What's it called? Riley Blake. Let's see. This is CD 15060. But I got the patches. I like a very busy background on my quilts. That way, shipping is $16. This is heavy. It's heavy, you guys. Yeah. But still, $16 shipping. And then the kit is $67.99, I think. That's still less than $100. And you've got a super cute quilt made out of really high quality quilting cottons from Riley Blake. Very nice. So, or if you're local, run over there, right? They open at 10, I think. So anyway, that's what I'm going to finish today. I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish that. But is it regatta? It might be, Laura. It might be regatta. It doesn't say it on the selvage. They also have another print that's got all these little footprints all over it. It's very cool. It's pretty neat. You know, she didn't buy a whole bunch of it, but I love the selvage, y'all. Look at the little Sasquatch in the selvage. Isn't that neat? So look at the patches. Legends of the National Park. That's what the line is called. Legends of the National Parks. So we've got Wendigo. What is that? I've never even heard of that. Some of y'all probably have. Swamp ape, lizard man. Let's see. Cave dragon. Pretty neat. Neat stuff. Legends of the National Park. Things that are not real. So my soon-to-be 9-year-old grandson is getting this for Christmas. He'll love it. He'll love it. He's got a big imagination. So that's kind of cool. Maybe that'll give him, you know, a desire to go to national parks when he gets older. They do go to a lot of them in Colorado and Utah right now, but they live in up near Colorado Springs. Okay. So sampler box for September. Want to see what was in it? Not real? Yeah, Alicia, I'm sorry. They're not real. The jackalope? I swear the chupacabra is real, but that's not an emblem of a national park. You guys are so funny. These are so cute. These are so cute. Oh my gosh. Not everyone needs to be a unicorn. That's fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So the Sew Sampler box came in from Factor Shop. That's that monthly subscription. This is September's Chupacabra. You hear that a lot in South Texas. Yeah, I know. Chupacabra is kind of a mix between a cat and I don't know, what is it? A wild cat and I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's weird. So this, you open it up, it says all the classics. You've got, you always get a coupon on the back. You get 15% off of Jolly Bars. And there's a coupon code under this little paper. And you also get an additional Jolly Bar Bakewell shortcut quilt pattern. There's a QR code under here. You can just hold your phone camera up to that. A little yellow thing will pop up. You tap it, and it'll take you to get your free pattern. So you got 2 patterns in here, and this one free. Very nice. Okay, so 15% off Jolly Bars. That's what you need to make the Christmas. What did I do with the book? I just had it in my hands. There it is. If you get the Christmas Jolly Bar book. So 15% off Jolly Bars. All right. Wendigo, a mythical, well, leave it to Dave. He's got a minute on his hands to go searching. A mythical cannibalistic monster in the spiritual tradition of Algonquin tribes. It's associated with winter and described as a fearsome beast that stalks and eats humans. How to scare your kids to death. I love it. That keeps them inside at night when you go camping versus wandering around out in the wilderness, right? You're going to get eaten by a Wendigo. All right. So this comes with a Jolly Bar. This is from, this is called Denim and Daisies for Fig Tree and Company, by Fig Tree and Company from, I believe it's from Moda. Is that right? Yes, for Moda. Very nice. Look at that. So you get pumpkin colors, butterscotch, shades of blue. Let's see if I can take this and show you guys without having to open this whole thing. Okay. Let me see. We've got navies. We got light blues. Let me see. Little pretty stuff. Got yellows. Really nice. Hard to see. Leaves. Pretty stuff. I don't want to open it up. I'll never get it back in this wrapper. So it's called Denim and Daisies. Very nice. All right. The pattern to use with that is called Reflections. So you can use Denim and Daisies. There are limited finishing kits for this. You can use your Jolly Bar and go out to Fat Quarter Shop, and you can just take a look at this, and then you will get, it tells you what extra fabrics you need to finish it. You can also look in your stash and see if you have anything close and finish this. But that's really nice. A little reflections kit like that. Real nice. Very pretty. I'd probably rummage around in my stash, but that border, I love the border with the orange. That's very pretty. Cute, cute, cute. All right. There's your second pattern I was telling y'all about. You always are going to get some notions. So, oh, this Jolly Bar also comes with a Jolly Bar. Kimberly wants to know, what is a Jolly Bar? Great question. So, the fabric distributor called Moda, they're out of Dallas, one of the biggest in the world, right? So Moda has these pre-cuts. And pre-cuts, they're the original pre-cut people. All the other companies followed after them. So the original pre-cut is the fat quarter. And they would make fat quarter bundles. Well, then 12, 14 years ago, they came up because these designers all have all these lines. They'll make a line and they'll have a gazillion different patterns and colors that go in the line. Well, it's real hard to match stuff, especially when you're shopping online. And so Moda came up with these pre-cuts, and they've got 10-inch squares. They call those a layer cake. They've got 5-inch squares, and you usually get 40 to 42 pieces in a pre-cut. Then you got your 5-inch squares. Those are your charm packs. You have the 2.5-inch strips, and they wrap them all together. It's called a jelly roll. Okay. You get a Jolly bar. Now, Jolly bars is half of a 10-inch square. This is a long answer to a short question. Sorry. It's what I do. So these are 5 by 10-inch rectangles of the line, and Fat Quarter Shop is owned by Kim and Kevin Jolly. That's their last name. And so Moda worked with them to come up with a Jolly Bar exclusive, a Fat Quarter Shop exclusive called the Jolly Bar. So that's the only place you can buy a Jolly Bar. And Jolly Bars will always come with a pattern. So here's another pattern that you're going to get. Very cool. I've got lots of them around here. It's kind of neat. So there it is again, that denim and daisies. Very pretty. It's nice. So you're always going to get a pattern with your Jolly Bar. All right. Again, long answer, short question. They've got triangles. Those are called turnovers. There used to be a very active blog called the Moda Bake Shop, and they would come up with all these patterns to use with their pre-cuts. And I created a pattern one time. I got a little emblem on my blog. I was a bake shop chef. Ooh, that and $12.50 will get you a cup of coffee. All right. My favorite notion in the box, Creative Grids, 5.5-inch ruler. Gotta love this. Gotta love it. We were looking at these over at Two Chicks Quilting. These are what you need to be able to cut your half square triangles and get them the correct size. Now, I had shown, where's that ruler? See, this is what I get. I just set stuff down, throw it around, and bury things. I had shown a couple of days ago how you can take a different square up ruler. If I can find it. It's the one I have here. It's right here. And I put washi tape on the back of mine, right down the center. This is a square up ruler from Creative Notions Quilt Shop. And I put washi tape on mine, like 4 layers of washi tape on the back of my square up ruler on the diagonal. And I, in a sense, created myself a little block lock ruler. But 5.5-inch squares. This is the ruler that I used to square up. This is so appropriate, right? These half square triangles right here. These need to square up to 4.5. These need to square up to 5.5. So, pretty cool. Very neat. I don't have this. I'm glad it came in the box. If you're just starting to quilt, the Sew Sampler boxes are wonderful, wonderful subscriptions you get once a month. They're like $30. They're not that much. And you get them once a month, and you will get fabric. You will get a notion. You'll get patterns. You'll get thread. We got a spool of, it's like a linen color. Speaking of linen, French General linen textures, French General favorites. That is the basic of the month at the Fat Quarter Shop. I got a link to that below in the description box. If you love those as background fillers, they're perfect. They're on sale. Yay. At the Fat Quarter Shop. Okay. You also got, this is very handy, and another Fat Quarter Shop exclusive, a Clover 2x6-inch pressing guide. These are wonderful. Okay. You can fold your fabric around the edge of these to get a perfect crease. That's a measured, it mentions in the little paper that comes with this, their favorite use is to fold up the edges of quilt labels. See that? You can fold it up and iron right on top of that. Very, very nice. These things are awesome. When I was doing a lot of garment sewing, I used them all the time. All the time. And then there is a block of the month, Ohio Star basket block. That is a pattern that comes in. Lots of people like to do this. Hey, I said October was going to be our 5-minute declutter month. I'm going to do it. You want to declutter with me? 5-minute declutter. Get rid of 5 things in 5 minutes. This is a thing that was going on with Cass from Clutterbug. And I'm going to motivate you to get rid of some of your junk. Not junk. Unused items that could be bless others with your abundance. Yeah. I have to get up here to my clock. I want to set a timer. And I want a timer for 5 minutes. I had talked about that. All right. I know you guys want to see what's in my, you didn't know how to use it? Yeah, Ginger Texan, get that thing out. It's great. It is great to do like the tea towel that I was talking about yesterday. I used a measuring guide much like that. I couldn't use this one because it was in the box. But I used a measuring guide much like that to exactly fold up 1/2 inch. And I pressed right on there. And then I folded it over again 1/2 inch and created a finished edge. It was beautiful. Yeah. No hashtag power tools today, Ginger. No, ma'am. We only do that on Fridays. Okay. Is today SMP, Quilting with Harriet? No, ma'am. I don't start that till November. No, ma'am. All right. I want to go through the top drawer of my ironing station because I only use probably less than half of what's in that drawer, and there's stuff taking up valuable landscape. So I want to go through it. All right. All right. So let's come in here. I'm going to raise this up. Let's go take a ride. We're going to rise up. Rise up. All right. And we're going to turn around. Okay. Here's my ironing station. I don't know what's in here. I have a vague idea. All right. So the first thing I want to do, hold on. I'm going to set my timer. We're going to do 5 items in 5 minutes. I'm going to declutter. Okay. So I'm going to hit start. And, oh, that's the wrong. What happened? Put that on pause. I didn't do that right, did I? Let me edit. Let's see. Cancel. Why did it say 1 hour? Let's just do 5 minutes. Start. There we go. Okay, so I've started my timer. I'm going to take this off. This is on and it's hot. So I'm going to set it down here. Okay. And I use these every day. All right. I use this all the time. It's got half and half Annie's Best Press and water. That's what I use to do my pressing. Okay. This is a top that my husband made to go on top of a hemness dresser from IKEA. I want to show you guys the underside of it real quick. Okay. It's wood and it's got little things on the side so it snugs up to the edges and it's removable. So I can get it through a door if I have to move my dresser. So let's set it over here. All right. This is my original top from long, long ago. All right, let's get in here and see what we can get rid of. Oh my goodness. So this is additional fabric. Let's see, that I was going to recover with. I had another bunch of it I could use. This is my bag I use for iron cleaning. I've got a lot of that faultless iron cleaner. It works really well. I get in here occasionally. This is a tool that I will keep. I'm not sure about this because it's too lightweight. And if you know it light colored, and if you noticed, it scorches really bad. Let me turn my thing so I can see you guys. All right. All right. This Quilt Binding Express. Never have used it. I'm going to donate it. All right. What do we have here? Steam a Seam 2 in 1/4 inch. I use this occasionally, so I'm going to keep it. I've got 2 pair of scissors in here. I only need 1. So I'm going to keep the pretty one in here. These are all Fiskars. I'm going to set this to the side. I don't know if I'm going to donate those or not. This is a pressing cloth that a friend, she made me this. This is hand stitched. So I was like, what am I going to do with that? So I turned it into a pressing cloth and it works great. So I do use that. Here's some more iron cleaner. This can go in this bag. My tools, I've got 2 rotary cutters. Both of them are the style that I don't care for. That's why they're in here. So I'm going to keep the red one in here. And this one, my donate box, I'm going to do a time will tell. And the time will tell bin is I can hold on to it for another year. And if I don't use it, then I need to donate it. Okay. Go and be ruthless here, you guys. This marker works. A seam gauge I use. These things I use quite a bit. Yeah, my clover thing. Tweezers. This little pin, wrist pin thing, I don't use that. I'm going to keep the pins. They're glass head. And they can handle the heat. These are for dressmaking. So I'm going to hold on to these. I'm going to put them over here. And take these out. Okay. And y'all, this is garbage. This thing doesn't work. I don't like it. I threw that away. And then a Keith Ripper. Mandatory. Got to have that. Okay. So this is good. Put this back in here. I have my lint roller. Got to keep that. I have a selvage for some old fabric that was on my top. I don't need that. More iron cleaner. Put this in the bag. More iron cleaner. Put this in the bag. I've got a seam ripper that's tailor-made 2-in-1. I don't use this. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to put it in the donate. A marker, a glue stick, another seam ripper I don't use. Chalk. I have another place for chalk. No, I'm going to hold on to these in here. I don't need 3. I'll put the other 2 where they go. Okay. I have a purple fang that needs to go in here. These are rubber fingers for doing the hot glue gun. I'm going to hold on to that. And then I have old labels that say Becky Thompson Power Tools with thread. I'll hold on to those. You never know when you're going to need a label. Okay. I like this. All right. Got that cleaned out. Up or out. Oh. My watch is done. It's been 5 minutes. So I could keep going. Let me see. I have Faultless Heavy Finish Starch. Yep. Here's my binding. Quilted Hearts binding thing. I like that. This, I'm not sure. Oh, this is parchment paper. I'll hold on to that. These are all my ironing tools. Here's a thing of flatter. I've never used this. It was a thing that came in a box, a subscription box, and I've never, ever used it, ever. I'm going to donate it. I don't need it. I use my pressing tools from Grey Rooster. I don't need a chemical. I use this all the time to put water in an iron. My old garment sewing days, I have a pressing ham. Okay. I've got a pressing thing from Dime in here that I have never, ever used, ever. My husband made me a tailor's press for points, right? Sleeve board. But these things I've never used. They're still in the wrapper. Okay, these are great. But I've got 2 sets of pads. I've got different widths. I'm not a bag maker. This is great if you're a bag maker. I'm not a bag maker. So I'm going to hold on to this to give to one of you that rolls in here or something if you want it. I don't use this, so I'm going to get it out of my drawer because it is not, it doesn't deserve prime landscape in my drawer. I don't want to, I don't want to throw it away. Matter of fact, I'm not going to donate this. That thing is garbage. Let's see. Okay, I have non-stick pressing sheets. If I have non-stick pressing sheets, I don't need parchment paper. Throw that away. An old thing that's not taped together of Heat and Bond Ultra. I need to staple that or tape it. Put that together. And then what is this? Iron Clean. More ironing, cleaning things. I'll put that in the bag. All right. And old rags to clean irons. I have my press cloth. This is from OESD. I've embroidered press cloth on there. So I know not to put it into a project. And then I have more Steam-A-Seam 2, 1/4 inch Steam-A-Seam 2. I'm going to put these into this. More parchment paper I don't need or don't use. This is old batting that I use to clean an iron. What a hot mess, huh? Okay. I've got too many rags for iron cleaning, so I'm going to get rid of them. I don't need any of this. These are years and years and years these have been sitting in here. Do not need all this old stuff for cleaning an iron. I've got a good piece of toweling right here that will work. I don't need it all. Okay. Just cleaning up, you guys. What is this? Pressing sheet. This can go in here. Okay. Awesome. And then I have my Stitch Witchery. I use this all the time. I used it to close up those pot holders I made the other day. Look at all of the room that I have now. There's a little 45-inch template that I made, or 45-degree, sorry, template. Now extra thread. This looks good. Okay. I've got another sleeve pressing ham in here and a block. I absconded before I had clappers. You can use a child's block. It's untreated wood. So now I've got my little vacuum cleaner and I'm just going to get back in here and clean up all the stuff. There we go. Look at that. Love it. Okay, another pin, a little more pre-cut of Stitch Witchery. You can never, I don't get rid of my little pieces of this because you never know when you need just a tiny piece. All right, so I'm going to take my pressing tools and put them back in here. My ham. Okay. This goes back here. Here's the one I was telling you I use. I've used this for years and years. This is a big one from Clover. Like this. My pressing stuff. There's my... I love this thing. I use it to get fuzzies off of and strings and whatnot off my top. I love it. I use it all the time. Okay. Awesome. There's my press cloth. Those go on there. I don't know about this fabric. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. My scissors. There. Look how much room I've got. That's it. Fantastic. A little bit more than 5 minutes. Let me put my board back on. And I'm just doing that one drawer and I'm finished. Okay. That sits snug right there. Oh, put this back up here. It gets super hot. There we go. I'm done. How about that? You like my vacuum? It's in my, I think it's in my Amazon store. That's where I got it. Yep. That's great for every little thing just easily. Sorry, you guys, don't mean to junk you around so well. Where'd I get the pink scrubby? I can't remember. It's for sewing. It's a sewing notion. I know. I'll have to find it. You want the vacuum? I love that thing. Hold on, you guys are cooking here. There we go. So there we go. Yeah, it does feel good to accomplish something. Thank you. Yeah, Lynn, that's exactly what this is about. So 5 minutes a day, all through the month of October, I'm going to set a timer and we're going to declutter my space. Now, decluttering is not about throwing stuff away, but it is about blessing others with your abundance. It's about being honest. Will you ever use it? Have you used it in the last, let's say, 2 years, right? So it's never, you guys are all over that vacuum. Can I fly to South Carolina, Sally? No, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna put my pressing tools back up there and whatnot. But what happens is when you get rid of stuff, you will be surprised at how much more productive you will be because you got rid of stuff. So that's really neat to have all that space in there. And now I've just got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. That little dime pressing station, that is not for me. That's for bag makers, and I don't do that. Also, Keith made me a couple, like I said, that one little point pressing tool. And I also have a sleeve board that he made me that was like my mother's. It's got a smaller sleeve for kids, flip it over, and it's got a larger one for adults. And I use that when I need that kind of tubular pressing stuff. So the one that he made me, I'm going to keep for sure. How much backing do you need to order for that national quilt? Jackie, hold on, I'll tell you. Just a minute. I don't know if it says on the pattern or not. Let me find the pattern. Does it have it on the pattern? Let's see. It does not. Okay, so this pattern finishes at 50 by 60. So I'm going to get out the handy dandy Quilter's fabric calc. I wish I lost that much weight when I clean. Okay, so it is 50-inch width, 60-inch length. Top is 3 1/3, backing 3 7/8. Just get 4. Yeah, 4 will do it. Binding is a 1/2 yard, 6 strips of binding. Yep, on 2 1/2 inch. That's it. That's what I use this for. I love it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Get 4 yards of backing. You'll be fine. So anyway, you guys, let's see. Oh, our hour's almost up. 7:58. I've got to sew my north and south strips. These guys. Oh, no, east and west. North and south strips is what I've got to do. Yeah, I'm going to sew my north and south strips to the panel pieces that are ready to go. So that's going to be this morning. Ooh, Dave, you're down 35 pounds. Good for you. Congratulations. Woo! You know, when you retire from the Air Force, stop. Thank you. You gain the obligatory 25 pounds, then you got to take it off. But I bet you can move around in that airplane a lot better without those 35 pounds, right? Awesome. All right, you guys, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and starting your day. And if you're watching on the replay, thank you for bringing me into your home. I hope you had a wonderful day. All right. Give a thumbs up. If you've got kitchen duty, be sure to turn the lights out on your way out the door. I appreciate that. You guys, I have had a great time this morning, and I will talk to you tomorrow. We'll talk to you soon. You guys go sew something. Bye.